if I jump into that space when everyone else is contracting, that's the opportunity for me.
The door's open.
Feels exciting.
Yeah, it is, but the door's open. The last 2 months, business has not been the greatest, and I'm trying to figure out why that could be. It's like somehow we've all become stingy. The amount of requests and for quotations that I've got in the last 2 months, tons. But the amount of callbacks, I can count them with 2 fingers. That means 0.
That's sad.
Yeah, they're in a situation where they're compensating quality for cost. Why are you getting in touch with me as a photographer? To take pictures for you.
Yeah, take the business to the next level.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah.
Through what? High quality images, right? If you go for somebody that's going to give you trash work because he's offering you a quarter of what I quoted you, are you going to yield what you expected to? But because we're so stuck up in our own,
I totally get where you're coming from.
if you're not really fully, it's like you have 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
This is what I think. Okay, I'm a huge proponent for being accountable. All right. One of the biggest forces on the planet, in the market, is sales. All right. We need to be accountable. We need to take the responsibility on us. We need to stop blaming the market, because guess what? Things are always going to happen in the market. So what I would implore us creatives to do is to maybe invest in a little bit of sales training. Okay. Because I believe that when you understand sales, you start to empathize with people. You realize that, hey, the reason as to why you called is you probably want high quality photos because you know those could benefit you. All right. So how do you move them from a prospect to your client? That is the sales process.
Marketing.
Yeah, marketing is what gets you the prospects, but how do you get that prospect into a paying customer? Because I did work in sales for 18 months, and I realized that that's really the holy grail. Like when you understand how people's minds work, how they relate with their money, and how to articulate value, right, so that people understand what you're offering and are willing to pay for it, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter in what economy you are. You can always sell a product as long as you're offering value. But the challenge, again, I've noticed this in user experience, there is things that get in the way of articulating that value to people. You understand? Because guess what? People are still building apartments. Okay? People are still making money because there's value there. You know? So I think maybe that is a direction that maybe I would consider going.
Sometimes to me, I actually look at this quotation aspect as more like window shopping. The way you also attract that prospect, like you say, towards the other side of sales into becoming an actual client, like give a small, let's say, overview of what they could do that could benefit them.
Very interesting. One of the biggest things that has killed most people's businesses, and I hope people get this, is obscurity. If people don't see your product, you're out. It doesn't matter how good you are. If people don't know you, you're out. So promotion is super, super important.
Look at the likes of MTN. MTN, AfriSale. Those guys have massive, massive budgets.
Take an example. There is a lady called Juliana, yeah, in the market. If I need food, onions, tomatoes and stuff, even before lockdown, she's like, just call me, I'll put the stuff on a bike for you. She's trying to think outside the box. As much as she has a store, she realizes that people are a bit worried about moving. So she's like, hey, she offers you an option like, hey, if you need onions and tomatoes, I have a bike guy that is always on the move. Tell me what you want, I send the stuff, then you send me the money. So I feel like obviously it's not as simple as it is, but you need to like sit down with yourself and ask yourself these difficult questions, like what can I do right now given the situation, like in this current situation, to adapt. It could also be changing the product altogether. You realize that right now there is some product that isn't moving, so you switch.
Yeah.
You know, that's part of what changes. Charles Darwin says it's not the fittest or the wisest that survive. It's the most adaptable to change.
I had this conversation with Doctor last time. There's a friend of ours called Dr. Jamal, and we talked about how your actions at the end of the day influences the lives of people around you. Since when have we reached the point where we're starting to undermine creative work this much? You and I could take the same photo. I'm a photographer, you're not, right? But the picture that he takes will only get you 5 clients. The picture that I take for you will get you 100 plus. Sometimes the cheapest option isn't the way to go, no matter your financial situation. For us as business people, we have what we call return on investment. So no investment, and after like 5 months, you sell your Kamakto and you buy a G-Wagon. Watching.
Hey.
Don't be stingy with your money. Hey, to initiate a lot of money, a lot of our money we have, you know. But how we spend it is very, very crucial. Maur.
Talk chick.
Yeah.
4 accents. In a bit, yeah. Everything has to be sold. It doesn't matter how good it is or how bad it is.
If you don't know how to sell it, you won't.
Boom. So we need to understand our customers and sort of help them see the kind of value we're creating, and not just like in the present, but also be able to project. You know, we need to be able to tap into their feelings. Wouldn't it be nice if you made an extra 500,000 this month? It's like, what does that look like? Well, if you used your Instagram more strategically, or your website strategically, you can get an extra 3 customers. Would that be a good thing?
It's unfortunate that we're in a situation where the market is full of people that are not willing to go the extra mile.
And that in itself is an opportunity.
Explain.
Because think about this. If 95% of the people are contracting in a time when it's normal to contract, the 5% are expanding. Now, the opportunity is in the hands of those 5%. If I realize that all the businesses are going online, this is why I just jumped right into UX. We're going to need digital experiences that reduce frustrations, that enhance experiences,
Make it easier for people to get what they want.
Exactly.
Get what they want, get out.
Exactly. So if I jump into that space when everyone else is contracting, that's the opportunity for me. You can't say, I want to have the best kids, right? Because there's very little you can do to control your kids. They're individuals on their own, okay? But if you set a goal like, I want to be the best father, right? That's something within your control, right? Like COVID, we've been hit. All of us have been hit. But as a person who is still here standing, what are you going to do with these lemons?
Be a better father.
How do I show up as a better father? You know, I come home early, probably make dinner on some nights for my wife, early. You know. But guess what? I might make dinner for my wife, but that may necessarily not make her the best wife. You know what I'm saying? Because
we have no
she also has a role to play.
Be the best versions of ourselves.
Voila. So your duty as a creative is to find ways of articulating your value so that people understand what you're offering to a point where they can pay. You know, to a point where they're like, you know what, I'm not making much money right now, but
I feel like
can
this
squeeze.
Guy can really do something.
Can make it happen because the future would suddenly be brighter because all of us are having that challenge.
That's when you'll see an incline.
You realize that, hey, there's a dark tunnel, but there's a light. Then you keep walking.
There's like a light at the end of the tunnel.
You keep walking.
Might be like a small torch of like Duracell or like Everready. You know those Everready torches, the red ones.
Yeah. So Tahir, in the light of like the tiny discussion we've had here, what are the 2 things you would do differently right now in terms of getting more customers to pay you?
I think one would be present myself better. This is from what we've discussed right now.
How might you do that for like everyone else that is watching?
Probably the most important thing is to work on our website. As creators, there's always content that we decide not to publish that is very post-worthy. So post that stuff because one of those pictures that you might post could be the one that pulls in the client. Yeah, it's very important to not expect to find clients in a supermarket. We have to be hungry for the money.
Yes.
We have to go out. We have to push ourselves. We have to look for clients. We have to send emails. We have to make calls. Because only then can I say I'm not getting any business. God is good. you know. And if God sees you really want something, and you're working for it.
If you want to, if there is a certain kind of customers you want to attract, right? It's not enough to rely on your portfolio, because your portfolio is a record of the past. You need to also start creating work that you would want to create. You get, for example, if my entire life I've been building websites, right? Then I start to realize that I need customers that want apps, right? How do I convince someone I can make an app for them? I will create an app. Then I say, hey, this is what is possible. Because they'll be like, hey, have you done an app for someone before? You'll be like, no. So be like, oh, you haven't done, but you have this under your belt. In fact, in Chris Voss's masterclass for negotiation, he says the default state of anyone is no. Right? Whenever you walk up to a girl, no. So we need to find ways of permeating through those barriers, so that we understand when someone says no, it's not really, and again, please don't take this out of context, but in like the business sense, when someone says no, it's not really because they're saying no to your product, but they're just saying that, hey, I am protecting my interests. So unless you have something valuable to show me, is when I can be more open.
You always have to counter offer.
Yeah.
The art of bargaining.
Yes. Very, very critical.
Very, very
so these are
important.
the soft skills we should have learned at university, by the way.
But because we didn't, now with Skillshare, you can get 15% off on my... See, just there.
Yeah.
There and then.
Absolutely.
Skillshare should just drop me like an M right now.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that? That was just landed
Nice.
right on a promotion.
Nice.
You said something about women saying no.
Yeah.
We're tired. Like, just say yes. yes, I'll marry you.
Do
yes,
you know who I am?
yes, I'll move to Switzerland with you. Yes, I'll go to Zimbabwe with you.
You know, women are really extraordinary species in this world, because
He's saying,
the truth is,
you know, he's saying that because he's married.
Yeah, he's married.
For us non-married men.
Yeah, and there's probably an invisible gun pointed to his head.
Somebody's gun is here. Madam's gun
Because
is
he
here.
knows.
You just can't see it.
If he goes back home, he's going to sleep on
He's
the couch.
boss.
100%.
He's going to go back to Chirait.
from Chizito.
We love women, but like, come on, just once in a while, you know, say yes, you know.
that's exactly what happened to you and the Chana.
The chicas.
The one who said no to you.
But nah.
Broke his heart. First of all, you have to become high value man.
Okay, let me hold my thoughts till next time. Until then, stay safe. Wear your mask. COVID is real.
Have you seen that meme? What clients expect and then what their budget is. Have you seen that meme? Blacked out.